Hello, welcome to the dollhouse. I am the doll, and today I want to talk a bit about what it takes to be one of the dolls. If you have an internal locus of control, then you can be one of the dolls. And when I say an internal locus of control, that means that you believe that your thoughts, words, and actions, your feelings, control the outcomes that manifest in your life. You believe that the divinity within you pushes things forward. If you have an external locus of control, you believe that your life is a reflection of the things happening on the outside of you. And you kind of toss and turn like a rudderless ship on a stormy sea because outside influences are what determine the outcome of your life. Now, in reality, our lives are a combination of both internal and external influences. But the dolls understand that aligning their thoughts, words, and actions with their goals makes things come to reality. One of the things that Exoticals United, one of the things she talks about a lot is social climbing. And I want to really add to that conversation of social climbing because I see a lot of hopeful young women, beautiful, all shades, all sizes. These young women need guidance on some of the things they may have overlooked. They may not be learning in their environment. One of the things that I recommend that everyone learn is etiquette practices, especially for dining out, also business etiquette, the etiquette of going into new spaces, the etiquette of learning about how to conduct yourself in a way that helps you advance socially because you don't offend anyone with unintentional behavior, which really is easy to do. I have done it in the past myself. And as a social climber, I have had to learn etiquette, especially in dining settings. For those of you who are in college and are starting an interview, some of you will have to go on interviews that are in lunch settings or dinner, or you'll have to go to a conference. There are many reasons why you might have to dine in a professional or a social setting. And it's good to know basic things like sit up straight, bring the food to you rather than pulling your chin down to your plate. Understand that when you have the option to put your napkin in your lap as soon as you sit down. There are books and even videos, I'm sure at this point, that you can watch that'll help you understand things like how to eat a salad, or if you taste something that you don't like, what to do with it in a very discreet way. And putting it in your napkin is not the thing to do, to be honest. The politest way to go about it, if you taste something and say, for instance, you put a bite of chicken in your mouth and it's on a fork and you just don't like it, or it's the gristly part of the chicken, you use your fork to put it back on your plate. Like, you will just remove it from your mouth with your fork and no one will tend to notice that. So, and you won't wipe your lipstick off. You don't wipe makeup off, when you do it that way. So I would recommend just getting an Emily Post book. They're usually very small, thin books that will teach you how to dine in social settings, because food is a big part of our lives, our celebrations, and it's one way that you can tell a person has invested in their refinement. You don't feel uncomfortable during the course of a meal with someone who has good food etiquette. I did mention business etiquette. For those of you who are of service to others and who work in the world and don't work at home, and have to attend meetings or have to deal with people, one thing that I would recommend doing is showing up a little bit early every time, maybe 5 minutes. It was a bit of culture shock to me when I started my business that my clients would tend to show up 15 minutes early. Almost every 80% of the time, they show up 15 minutes early. And I've had to let them know that I won't be there until 5 minutes early, because I might not be there until 5 minutes early. But, and that's because I can do that. But just be aware, and I'll go back to that, but just be aware that people who are excited about a service or a product, they're probably going to be early. So just be ready to start around 5 minutes beforehand. It's always good if you have clients to show up before them, but sometimes if they just show up way earlier than you anticipate, just be ready to meet them on the front end, set their expectation of what time you'll get there, and plan to be there a little bit early. As far as dressing, etiquette for dressing, dress for the occasion, dress for the season. Dressing for the season is very important too, as you social climb. Because when social climbing, people meet you and they look you up and down, and they're making an assessment of who you are as you do them. And if you meet someone who is wearing summer clothes in the wintertime, you might scratch your head a little bit. I guess Cardi B did say hoes don't get cold, so you might think that this person might be a streetwalker, showing up with summer clothes on in the wintertime, or beach clothes at the grocery store, or pajamas at the grocery store. This is for people who want to social climb. This is for those who are trying to advance their lives. Dress for the season and for the environment that you are going into. Because, for instance, let's just say you do go to Walmart. You make a Walmart run in your pajamas. And you go in and you're just going to pick up some almond milk. And you got on your slippers. You might have on a bonnet, a little hoodie or something like that. And you walk in, and there's a movie being filmed, and they happen to have a set in Walmart, and Michael B. Jordan is there in a corner of Walmart, and then there you are looking stupid. Or you could just have a flat tire on the way back home, and for some reason have to get out of the car or call roadside assistance and get something out of your trunk, like get your spare. And there you are. And he might be really handsome. And there you are, just not at your best. And you're not going to get the best treatment, the best service. Or, you get pulled over. I would recommend just dress for the occasion. So those are just some of the things that are essential for social climbing. Accept your imperfections. Don't, rush yourself into trying to improve overnight, because improvement is a lifelong process. I'm trying to improve this channel. As you can see, I've gotten closer to the mic because I didn't realize that I sounded so far away from it. So I'm trying to make a conscious effort to constantly improve this channel for the benefit of the dolls, Constantly renovating the dollhouse, making it more comfortable, more aesthetically pleasing. Um, so use your privilege. Whatever your privilege is, use your privilege. And create more privilege for yourself by expanding your knowledge of etiquette, food, business, dressing, etiquette. One other thing I want to mention too, an honorable mention on something to improve, is when you are in public with your phone, if you are standing around and you're looking at your phone, looking down in public, that could actually be dangerous. If you're just playing on your phone, standing around in public, or when you're in the presence of someone who you care about, family member, it's good to be in the present. Put the phone down. You don't have to document everything with a picture. Just live in that moment. Because you get more moments like that if you appreciate them. Taking pictures, I'm not against that. But give yourself a limit. It's not good if you're trying to social climb. Places like the gym or especially the library, you really don't want to be talking on the phone. It's just, it doesn't create the type of environment that makes other people feel respected. When you show up doing the things that I'm talking about, it makes everyone else feel your confidence. And you get to radiate confidence that attracts attention and good energy toward you. So the phone etiquette it's of growing importance because our phones have become such a big part of our lives. And from what I can sense, people are starting to see that they're maybe too big a part of our lives. And looking down at your phone while walking, it can be dangerous because you might step in something and twist your ankle, fall down in front of a car, run into a pole, chip a tooth. Who knows? But for your own protection, it's better to be alert. Keep your eyes on your environment and know where the exits are in the buildings you're in at all times. Just look around yourself and be aware of your environment. That's part of having an internal locus of control, knowing that there are external factors that could influence your life and that you have to protect yourself against elements that could be detrimental to your social climbing. So I hope this makes sense. I've done a lot of talking today, but I want to continue to talk more about social climbing strategies. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and we'll be talking soon.